Hi, I'm Paul Warren.
And I'm Ryan Klein.
And this is another episode of SEO is Dead and Other Lies.
Paul, how's it going?
I'm going to kill you. I'm great. How are you doing today?
Yeah, pretty good. I'm excited having a guest again.
Man, we are excited both to have a guest because it was a very successful guest because we got a lot of downloads. So we're glad to have
it. It was nominated in the Grammy's Best Spoken Word podcast about SEO in Florida.
Yeah, we didn't win though, but it was nominated, so that's all that counts.
We finished in 8th place.
Yeah, but we did have a really sweet duet during it. Did you see it?
And I will always do SEO. Okay.
Yeah. But we have our wonderful guest back again, Andrew Swan.
Hey.
Swan, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah. Man, you got a deep voice, very baritone.
I do.
Hey.
I'm all right.
So you know that Andrew's here. You know what that means. We're going to talk about link building again.
Because that's really what you guys want to know about is link building, because it moves the needle.
Yeah, because link building is king.
But guess what? We're not going to talk about
I thought that was something else.
white hat link building. We're going to go the other direction and talk about some black hat bullshit.
That's not what you said at the beginning of this conversation.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yeah.
Well,
Let's take it down down the dark
Let's
alley.
Surprise.
We don't have to go down that path. We don't have to force it. If we get there, we get there. Otherwise, let's just have a conversation.
I feel like we just got there.
Dark. As dark as it gets.
Cool. So, link building in the dark web. How does one do it?
I don't do that.
Silk Road pay-per-click.
So, do you do any like black hat stuff in your prior, not your current one, because I don't want anyone to listen to this and be like, "Oh, you're doing this stuff here." But have you done any black hat link building techniques in your prior job experience?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ooh, this is already good.
Dude, I want to get about
this
this.
is so spicy.
Long time ago, back in the day.
Probably like about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. I mean,
months ago.
Age is just a number. I've just on a few side projects. I've purchased links before. I've been guilty of it.
Yeah.
Well, how do you know that there's? I mean, purchasing links might not necessarily be bad. I mean, buying scholarships or buying the kind of stuff like that isn't necessarily black hat.
Oh no!
Isn't paying a link builder essentially the same thing as purchasing links?
Yes, it is essentially.
I agree.
Yeah.
So what was so nefarious about these links?
Yeah.
So I would say the most nefarious thing about these links would be the site in which I purchased them from. It was like a package, I would say.
Oh yeah.
It's getting darker.
Yeah.
What was the site?
It was Black Hat World.
Is it just because it says black hat? Oh, we didn't mean black hat links as in black hat world links. We mean black hat as in like they're unethical. Yeah. But they were. Okay.
How many did you get?
I bought a package. It was $250.
250. That's on the higher end of cost wise. So you probably were paying what, like $200?
A little bit more.
Yeah, maybe almost.
Sounds
300?
like you're being like
almost 300.
Yeah.
What
It
do
was.
You do?
Man, do you realize like how much money it was even still today? I was like looking
a lot of money
because I haven't purchased links from Black Hat World in a very long time. But
you have is what you're saying.
No, I have a different service that I purchase links from now.
Okay.
But I was on there. I was looking at some of those, like PBN links and stuff that they had. Those advertisers, and it's just like page after page after page after page after page of orders.
No shortage whatsoever.
Like, the minimum order is like $120. Maximum is like $500.
A lot of them are overseas in places where $120 is a lot of money.
Oh yeah, like a lot of them live in Thailand, and they just rake in and they live like kings. I don't know if anyone out there
$4 goes a long way.
Oh my gosh. But like that is what so many SEOs do actually. They live in Thailand and they get paid in US dollars through PayPal and stuff for these services. And like when I went there, it was you could get like a meal for like $1.
So how far would 20K go?
20K?
Yeah.
You could easily live for a whole year. Eat out at a nice restaurant every day.
Oh, 20K. I thought you meant how would far 20K go in Black Hat World for links?
No. I meant in Thailand.
Last time I checked, this was in a Thailand lifestyle podcast.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm giving context. People want to know these things.
For your listeners that do, there might be some people that might want to move to Thailand now.
Yeah.
Just after this brief conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
But
so going back to buying links, what was the intention? How that process typically go, and is it still a viable option to this day?
Did it work?
At the time, it worked. I bought them for 3 different websites. One of the websites saw a pretty big increase in keyword rankings, the ones that we targeted specifically in the package that I purchased. And then 2 of the other domains, I built a couple links to, but the content on the site wasn't really written very well, and we kind of let those die. But no penalties or anything like that. But to answer the second part of your question, I don't have any side projects currently going where I've purchased links like that, and we certainly don't do that.
At your current job. Because why would you? Because you have full-time employees that actually.
I mean, you can do outreach.
Somewhat now.
Yeah, they do outreach. That's
I know.
That's all they do.
That is a pinnacle.
We also get it from vendors as well.
I want to, can I just talk about like the mentality that goes around?
Guess what, Paul? You can talk about whatever the hell you want.
Because
it's your podcast. It is.
I will do it.
Well, it's like kind of
your world,
too.
pal.
So
We're just living in it.
I actually saw someone post this on Reddit the other day, and they were like, they're reading something, or they're like on SEMrush or whatever, and there was like an advertisement from the Hoth, right? Mm-hmm. And the Hoth is a little bit more.
Can you refresh my memory? It sounds familiar.
The Hoth?
It's an agency here in Florida.
Yeah, right.
Oh, I didn't know they were in Florida.
Yeah, in Tampa.
I'm surprised it's not Miami. The cesspool of all SEO.
Oh, no, it's actually been a little bit more north into the Fort Lauderdale area.
Oh, okay.
Well,
that's all the same to me, buddy.
Because that's where my main office is, but that has nothing to do with my agency.
Yeah, it's the Moss Isleys of SEO, as I refer to it.
Tatooine?
But, so, the Hoth is a little bit more of a legitimate link buying service out there. They're more mainstream. They kind of go by more... I won't say Google approved, because I don't think Google approves of any link building, honestly. But this person was like pissed off, or not pissed off. He was like, "Man, that's so sketchy that they're advertising a link building service on there, and Google tells you not to like buy links and stuff." And then everyone just kind of shit on this person, including myself. I mean, I was pretty sarcastic. I was.
Are you sure it just wasn't you from 8 different accounts?
Paul was shitting on him for sure.
I use those accounts for other things, not that. But I was just like, oh, that's so cute, like I wish I could be white hat again like that, and think that like white hat tactics were like the way to go. And I see link builders now that are like that I work with, and SEOs I work with, they're like, oh, why would you ever build links? It's so awful. And I'm like, who is telling you that this is awful? Who is Google? Google's the one saying this is bad? Like, fuck you, Google.
Like, Matt Cutts and Rand Fiskin are just running around telling you what's up.
Sticking his mustache.
Like any link building in general is bad. By Google,
right in your butthole.
Everything that we're doing is to like manipulate their algorithm. Man. It's not like we're earning those links. We're just tricking someone into doing it.
Majority of the stuff we do is against their guidelines.
So like doing SEO, anything off page is against what Google wants to begin with.
I mean, think of it like it's like Yelp. Yelp is like, if we solicit for reviews, we're gonna trash your crap. I mean, Google likes Yelp in some ways. I think that they have like this relationship, because Google looks to Yelp for how to solicit for reviews. They changed their structure because of that. They probably look at their link building.
Do you know how extreme like Yelp is though with like their review process?
They'll put a huge warning on your page. If you break their guidelines, they'll put a warning on your page that you've tried to solicit reviews.
If they find you gating views or like soliciting reviews, they're like, you've obviously dealt with that. But even like what could be a legitimate review that's left by someone, they look at like the posting history of that person, and if they like whatever their algorithm is, whatever doesn't meet those standards, like they don't show the review.
But they show the negative one anyway. Yeah. All right, well, let's not go down that path because it's way too easy to get hung up on how much we hate Yelp. Okay. So anyway, we're talking about links.
That could be a whole episode for you guys. Though.
We already did.
We've done it.
There you go.
We were talking about like why would you work with any of the whys?
Yeah, it was a whole episode on anything that has a Y.
That's actually one of my.
I think it's actually the worst marketing company ever, like digital wise.
Yelp, Yext, Yahoo.
Yodel
is probably the worst one.
What's Yodel?
Oh man, we can't get into that.
Okay, we're talking about links. Sorry,
it's an internet marketing company in South Florida that's just like super scammy.
So we're talking about buying links.
Yeah, buying
straight
links.
up.
Yeah. So I know personally, I haven't really had links that I've purchased that have done really well in a long time.
I'm right there with you. It's been probably at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, what is a fellow to do in such a world that we live in?
That's not outreach, because we already had an outreach episode. So why are we going to get a little bit crafty? We could talk about the 5K, because actually that got removed from a previous. We didn't end up talking about a 5K.
No.
Or no, it was the one that actually got deleted because our podcast had come to too much echo.
Our listeners have no idea what you're talking about.
We're talking about a running.
He did a sheet of acid before this episode began.
Do you know how out of my mind I would be in 2
or what I call?
He just licked Paul's shoulder.
So, so we had this idea. Maybe we did talk about it, but I'm gonna refresh everyone about throwing a 5K for the whole idea of getting links for the 5K. Right? I don't think that went anywhere after we talked about it because why would it? Why would a good idea ever get any traction?
Well, because that's a lot of work.
That's
an issue.
It's a lot of work. It sounds cool to do it.
It is.
Like, it sounds
If
funny.
you had all the means to pull it off, it could be a pretty successful
I think it's
event.
just
But
a funny concept that
stars got to align.
the entire purpose of this event was thrown to get links for SEO purposes. It's just like, hey, we're telling you it's about this or whatever the cause is, but like, we don't really fucking care about that. What we wanted is this sweet, juicy links, right?
So I don't really feel like talking about 5K, but
Yeah,
It's like, guys,
yeah,
you
we
look at
can
the words
pass.
right now.
I'd say pass too.
oh, whatever. But there's one thing I'm gonna throw this by you guys. Hopefully this inspires
We
you.
touched on buying links, and then
Yeah, well, let's bounce around a bit. That's
Should we
all
talk a
fun
little bit
stuff.
about making links and what PBNs are?
Well, I'll talk about that afterwards, but I'm gonna tell you about
Be
something real
interested in
quick.
that.
I'm talking about a scholarship
I don't want
project.
to talk about scholarships.
But it's not about like creating a
I think Google's onto
scholarship
that.
and then like putting it out there. And
I've done this
or crap.
before at several places. So,
But one thing that people can do out there, which is pretty interesting, is don't even think about scholarships. Think about anything. Think about anything that's like philanthropy or something that's like good in your community, and buy like a domain. And so imagine it's like OrlandoSaveYourDogs.org, right? And then you can like figure out how to get people to link to that. But what you do is you actually forward and mask it to your own website.
yeah, or just read it through your own readers. That
Yeah.
bad boy when you're done with it.
So like one thing I'm kind of messing around with, and I'm not really doing that because I want people to think I'm a complete scumbag, but
Late.
there are ways to like take things that you are really doing, but then present them as like a .org or an organization with, and then kind of just redirect it as you want.
Yeah, I mean it happens all the time.
With,
Yeah.
with masking though.
yeah.
Yeah, tell me about your time at Fire Festival. How did that go?
How did you get so many people to sign
It
up?
didn't take a damn Netflix featured snippet to know that Fire Festival was
What were you
a
pre-
huge thing that happened years ago already.
The real question is, what were you prepared to do to get the water turned back on?
Probably just
Whatever
drink
you
a lot
got.
of water.
Whatever you got. That made that documentary. Okay, so do you want to talk a little bit about PBNs? And do you
That's
think
what I
they-
would sure
do you think they
listen to
still
this
work well in
podcast for.
2019?
Yeah, they do. And PBN obviously a private blog network, and I think that the way to spin it, where it isn't complete garbage like it was back in the day, where it just used to be buying a domain and just putting a bunch of spun articles on it, is more
Those were
actually
great days.
the only salvation and only like ethical way to approach it is that the fact that you can create a PBN with where all the blogs in the network actually do provide real information.
I don't like the term that you use, ethical, because I don't feel like this is ethical or unethical. Like
I
it's
feel like
nothing
What
to
is
do with-
ethics?
Like I said, I think it could be ethical. I think that you can.
What I'm
create
saying
a
is,
blog
like, I don't
network.
think it's unethical at all. Like,
It is unethical.
Why is that unethical?
Well, it was unethical back in the day when it was spun content
Why?
because it was a bunch of trite garbage on an authoritative website.
But you didn't
Google created
care
a
if anyone
game,
went
we're
to the
just
site,
playing it.
right?
But now I care about
That's how
it.
I see it.
because you
people
have to
say-
care.
No, because I want to care.
I don't believe you. At all.
I do. I think the point of PBN making
the
it
acid.
viable, and I think that you can't really get crapped on nowadays, is if you make a blog network where all the articles and information presented is something someone would land on the website and be like, I actually got what I was looking for.
I feel like the websites have to like rank. Like they gotta do well. They
Like
gotta
they-
be like
That's where I'm going to go with
absolutely.
it.
viable
okay.
websites.
So PBN is traditionally like authoritative
Crap.
website.
shit.
Put it up for 5 seconds.
Yeah, that
all
won't
this stuff.
work.
I think that a PBN that gets traffic with time on site,
Yeah.
where people actually get something from it, is cool with me, and I'm just going to start it there.
I can.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's like where it's gone. I think it's.
That's where I'm bringing it.
I think the
That's what I'm
value
doing.
from domains that like. Well, I mean, if you look at the last penalty, right? That happened. It's a
Yeah.
Dramatic
Big ol'
update.
big ol' pound.
Yeah.
It hit all. It's all content based, right? All those sites, and so like PBNs had to get some of that. I mean,
Yeah.
no one's reporting on that because like, why would you write an article about your PBN website getting hit? But like, I just don't believe that like those went through unscathed.
You got to
know?
do all the
Stuff
all the
awesome.
right thing, all the EAT, all that stuff. You got to do it on your PBN
It
sites
just
too.
goes back to like putting in the effort and providing something of value on the website. So, okay, it's a PBN, sure, it uses an expired domain, sure, it's not like a full website that has like a complete purpose, but if it has content on it where someone lands on it and goes, oh, actually, you answered my question, does that not meet the EAT standards? Is that not ethical? Is it not just a blog that's just doing its
If you're
thing?
providing good, compelling content,
Yeah,
what?
I want to say like the only thing that I
problem?
think is unethical link building wise is one, if you're like hacking into websites, that's
Right.
illegal,
Mm-hmm.
right? You shouldn't be doing that. Taking
Really
advantage of people,
illegal.
and even though there's a ton of exploits out there in every single
Victim.
CMS, and like you can do it, right? But and then if you have something that's fake. It's a fraud, right? And that can even include like putting back up a website that maybe like an attorney used to own and doesn't have anymore.
That's the
Who would do
difference.
something like that?
Well, that's the difference with the PBN is obviously you put up an expired domain, but it might have not been a blog previously. It might have just been someone's business.
I think it's fine to put up a domain back again and put new content on it. That's
I mean,
fine.
it's just a jumble of words and letters anyway. It's like
Just words
it's like
on a
GLQ123 law firm. It's like I don't know who you were. I don't care who you were. But
Yeah,
if
I
it
mean,
was like
it's not unethical to buy that domain. It's not unethical to host it.
it's not
unethical to back up.
unethical to buy any domain, even if it's exact name of someone's name in their law
I
firm.
go buy domains all the time.
If it's like, who cares?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think that, and then I don't know. I've been doing some packages for like local stuff, and that actually has been working really well.
This is one Scatterbrain podcast.
Man,
Well, we're talking about link building.
Yeah, but we weren't even done with PBN.
God, okay, we'll go back to VPN. We'll cut this.
or
part
buying
out.
links.
Yeah.
Buying links.
Well, that
PBN,
all goes
PBN
into-
links.
Yeah. So buying. So I know in my experiences buying links, I was always buying PBN links in the past because those were the most powerful. And I had a couple of vendors I worked with that did a really good job.
And then you made sure that the OBL was low. So that's one of the reasons they didn't work after a while is
That
because
is absolutely.
because you'd hop on and you'd be like, you'd look at the places you got links from, right? And it'd be like you and 10 other people, and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you're like, why are all my rankings dropping? And you go back to your links and be like, you
there's-
added 90 other links.
Yeah.
The OBL is through the roof, and the value went down.
And then sometimes they don't even build it out correctly. Like the themes that they use, like don't have links on the homepage.
Well, you know what else is really interesting about PBNs is that you typically just fly into like the first available WordPress theme that's like for free.
Yeah, it's very lazy. They all use the same.
It's very lazy, and what happens is that they, your link is on the first page, and then what happens is they add more and more and more, then it gets pushed to the second page because it's just
There's so many.
it's just a blog feed. And the second you go on the second page,
It's
you
gone.
just added a tier, and the value just went down.
Yeah, it's gone way down. That's why you got to keep buying links.
And that's why you say, make sure my post is sticky, or else I'll kick your ass.
Yeah, I'll say though, if you're gonna buy links, the ones that bring the most value are like high authority websites, right? Like
Sure.
stuff that it would be really difficult to get on your own. So like Forbes,
HuffPost.
Huffington Post, and you're gonna
You
pay
can buy those too.
depending on the vendor. Like a Forbes link can run you like anywhere between $1,000 to like $5,000. If it
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that much? I was a contributor for Forbes for a little while.
You got to get approved for that and everything, which isn't that super difficult, but you
Well-
do have to pay in. I think it's monthly, right, to be a part of it.
Well, you go on it. It can't be that
Why
hard.
don't you tell me?
No, I mean, no, it's not that great.
I bought links from you on there. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, did you?
No.
I don't think you did. Well, I mean, people that contribute to Forbes, they're not assholes. Like most people, like definitely knew what they were talking about, even if they were a paid contributor. It costs like a couple thousand a year,
Yeah.
and I could post once
to be
a
a
month.
paid contributor.
Yeah, but like I still had to not sound like an idiot.
Oh yeah, you have to write
They still
a good piece of
They still approve
work.
it. They still
they
check
write-
it for plagiarism.
Oh
They
yeah.
write like a really good article for you. That would get published there. I mean, it's not going to be like something spun. It's really really well.
You got your DA and all that.
Yeah. It's funny when you get like a list of those broken down. They're like, oh, we can get you one on here, and then here's all the other websites. You start to really quickly see the value monetarily from each of the sites. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like, it's like
You
Forbes.
can spend 10K real fast with 5 links.
Yeah, and then it's like drops down and it's like Huffington Post 500, Business Community 250,
And it's like Derek's
Business
blog.
Insider.
$10. Yeah, Business Insider is one. Yeah, man. But so after this,
Detroit mommy.
so
Ooh.
I have like a really cool idea that I just read actually about how to get like kind of high quality links and stuff that we can talk about after this. And so we wrap up talking about PBNs here and like buying links. But it's going to be pretty interesting. It's going to be a good little tidbit for our listeners.
Which direction are we going in next?
Talking about link building.
Are you dizzy, folks?
So you don't do any PBN where you're at. You don't have to.
No,
And
sir.
then before that, how did you approach it? Did you ever consider doing it yourself?
So I've always, like I said earlier on, when I was doing SEO at my previous job, and I had a few side projects, I always was tempted to try to buy links or even put one together. Paul and I've actually spoke about it before, but I've never actually built one, bought one, done anything like that. Might have purchased a few links from one, but never actually put one together. I'd still be interested in giving it a shot one day.
Still have it. You're like, I'm getting a little old and I'm not as spry and limber as I used to be.
I wonder if Web 2.0 still work, actually.
I think they do.
I haven't done them in a while.
See why
Last
they
time I
wouldn't,
did-
honestly.
Last time I did it was like about a year and a half ago, and they really worked quite well, actually, still. But I
I
wonder
made
if
a
they've
really
updated
nice
it.
Squidoo page back in the day about how to shred a guitar and get ladies.
You used to be able to rank Squidoo pages like in the top of the SERPs and like put affiliate
Really?
links in them.
Those were
and
cool.
Make money. Like I had a friend
It was
that made
like
a
that,
lot of money
like
off
GeoCities? Is that like...
Oh no! Now you're
It's-
going way back.
Yeah?
Like Squidoo was still a thing that ranked. I would say back in 2012.
You piggybacked off their authority to do like very blog-esque kind of
Okay.
page.
It's like
Alright.
Barnum Colossio, essentially.
It was like you used to do like how-to kind of guides and kind of like it was like a personal page about like a very specific topic almost,
Okay.
like an
Yeah.
about me,
Well, I guess
but
not
about a
Barnum
thing.
Colossio. Yeah, that
got
was
you.
cool. That was like, man, Google used to be so much more the Wild West than it is today. Back when they would tell you exactly what people search to get to your website too in Google Analytics, which was really, really cool.
I only experienced that for like 9 months.
Because then you could super optimize your page for it, like exactly for that term, and they would rank even higher, and you would have way better conversions and like click-through rates and stuff. And then like even throw like that keyword in like the meta description, and like Google didn't change your meta descriptions back then; they were just set.
Good old days.
It was a cool time. And it was really like you could really get away with like a lot of crazy shit. Like
It was always the good old
GSA
days.
it's like an automated like link building software it'll build you like 1 million links like in a week if you want, you know. So what it would do is just it finds like exploits in like CMSs like WordPress or whatever. It leaves like comments. It does all kinds of things like that. You can still use it. I think it's so devalued at this point. I don't even think it would work for like negative SEO. I think because everything's so devalued. But yeah, you could like
Should do
for
an
a very
episode
small
on
amount
that.
of money build like 500,000 links in a really small amount of time, and you could rank number one in like a week. And so a lot of people just did like the churn and burn method, where they would have some sort of affiliate thing. They'd rank number one for Beachbody Diet or whatever BS
Rage.
vertical marketing scheme is out there, right? And then make a bunch of money. Their site would get de-indexed. They wouldn't care. Throw up another domain, build another 500,000 links, make a bunch of money, and just like they would just do on repeat like all year.
Good lifestyle in general.
Yeah, those are very interesting times. Man, they've really gotten a lot smarter. That was like back in the Mac Cut days. Mad Buds.
Why do we still do this stuff?
Why do people still do it?
No, why do we do work in SEO? It sucks.
Oh, it's like because it's gotten so worse.
Yeah, because it's like, man, stuff is like, you have to like produce good links
man.
and content now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, you do. You really do. Like content's key. God, I hate saying that.
No, it's not.
Is
There's
it
still no
king?
links
Oh,
to it.
is.
Content king? What?
All right, for the record, when we start talking about this, Paul's just like, content is stupid. It doesn't matter. I can make like
I hate
freaking
it.
Beanie Babies rank on a freaking chili website. But now he's like, no content.
That's because no one gives a shit about Beanie Babies.
I don't know if I could even do that anymore. I used to
Do it about something people really are looking
I
for.
guarantee you figure it out.
Rank for
All right,
dog
all right,
CDs.
moving on before you depress me too much. Okay.
Yeah, before we jump off the balcony window,
It's just like really hard.
become a real estate agent.
Should we tell like our story of our Facebook comment real quick?
No, it's not even a
I
good
think
story.
you should.
All right, fine. I'm not gonna
It's not even that funny.
No, I don't care then.
We're still talking about links. I'm not talking about Facebook advertising. We already did that weird podcast.
It's not even advertising.
That podcast was literally like probably the most visual podcast like of all time, and then there's no visuals. It's like impossible to understand what's going on.
I don't know. I think we discussed in detail how to do something in Google Analytics a couple of times, and it's pretty hard to listen to.
So why are links important? Okay,
Well, oh my
yeah, we're
god.
not past it.
So I have like a legit link building tactic that I read
Okay.
today.
Let's do it.
Let's
When
hear
I
it.
saw
What is it?
someone post about. Actually, they wrote an article about it, and I absolutely 100% agree with this. I mean, I think like to gain like quality links, you have to sort of produce news, right? And so what they do is like they sort of piggyback off like other studies for things. So like you can think of it as like go to like the Pew Institute, like Pew Research Institute. They do studies all the time, very accurate studies on a myriad of topics. One they just came up with was like things that are troubling to like teenagers, right? So like they suffer from depression, all this like other stuff, right?
That's it.
Yeah, but you could take that.
Sad.
Fortnite.
You could like
No rent.
You could make like a map related thing in your city of like resources for that and tie it into that article, almost like newsjacking type of thing, to like go along with like any research study that comes out, and if you just can like visually portray that data, in like a very recent like study.
Are you
like,
just talking about content again?
Hold on.
He
But
loves content. This
That kind
podcast
of
is so
like
weird.
content though,
Content
like
tattoo.
we'll get you links into like legit like news websites like CNN and stuff like that.
Who did this to you?
Ooh, what? The reason
Who touched you?
Yeah, who touched you? Where did they touch you?
How I thought about this the second I went to CNN and I read an article that involved Pornhub, because Pornhub does a study every single year about the sexual habits of people on their website, and then they got a link from fucking CNN
What a job.
on Pornhub. What a world that we live in.
Yeah, but
'Cause
we already
that's the
know
thing.
that's the whole purpose of content marketing is to rank
I
for
remember
the
watching that
That's
video
how
on
you get your
Facebook.
links?
There's that girl that
Oh,
watches
no.
all the Pornhub, and she does the closed captioning for it.
What?
Yeah.
No,
It was-
tell me this.
There was something on Facebook. I was scrolling through there one day, and there was like I think it was like a Vice video or something. And it was literally about a girl that watches Pornhub videos, and she does the closed captioning for them.
There's
See,
a-
that's smart.
She seemed like a somewhat normal
There's
person.
a subreddit called Pornhub Comments, and then find the best comments from Pornhub.
Reddit is
I like the
the
Reddit
best.
I love
someone
Reddit.
that's like that.
I love
that,
Reddit.
Like I'm so much smarter than everyone.
Oh yeah.
And it started with the one with like the girl that was going through security and had two laptops, and they go, "Why do you have two laptops?" She goes, "One's for like physics, and one is for like chemistry." And they're like, "Wow, okay, cool. Like, why don't they understand? My physics, PhD stuff is on this one, and my chemistry is on this one. Why is it so crazy to have two laptops?" And everyone's like, "Man, you're real smart. You sound really, really smart. Wow, I'm really glad that."
Thanks for telling us
heard
all
this."
about it.
Yeah.
It's a real problem
It's
you're
pretty
having.
wild. So that goes viral too. So I guess the purpose of this is to get links. You have to go viral for something that might be really cool or something really stupid.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's even like I think most companies don't even want to look at as like coming up with something stupid that could potentially go viral, because it's like, oh, I don't want to dilute our brand and or like be associated with stuff like that. But honestly, like that's how you drive the most traffic.
Do infographics still work?
Do they ever?
They did. For
I feel
a
like
small window.
maybe they'd still work in certain small niches.
You
But
could spend less effort making a good video.
Do you know when they
than making
worked?
an infographic.
I know when they worked. They worked from about 2012 to 2014.
That was yeah, you're right. That was about it. And everyone was on it.
Everyone thought
the only way you have one now is if you have maybe like one of those cool virtual ones that like moves around and whatnot.
And no one has those.
No. Some like there's ones where you could do where they
I saw
they
one
move
once that
around
was
stuff.
like how to do the moonwalk, and it was like an animated one. It was really fucking cool.
Yeah, if they can make one where it really describes something that it's absolutely you need visual to understand, that's cool.
It's so.
But there's
hard,
not everything's like that.
How do you get links by doing VR technology?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Porn.
I don't. Yeah, Pornhub maybe.
I mean, that's a whole area. I know nothing about.
That's
Check
a
that
shame.
into the box with voice search.
Trying to
You
get
guys
into
talk
that.
about that
Yeah,
yet?
Eventually, we're gonna have to start talking about voice search because apparently, I mean,
It's a thing.
I did a study. No, it's a huge thing because what happened was I do studies. I do a lot of surveys.
Ryan studies.
And
You sound so smart.
from 2000, yeah. Well, I don't have.
Do you have two laptops?
No, I have 4 laptops because I need
Do you
to
look at
all
Pornhub
this.
on one?
I'm like the
One just
when
for
people
Pornhub?
talk about like the gifs of people hacking. It's like, dude, we're, like looking like Neo, and there's like zeros and ones flying everywhere.
Is that you?
That is not me. But anyway, I did a study and was like, are you going to use voice search? From like when I was asking people from 2017 to 2018, 20% of people said they were going to be inclined to use more. But from 2018, I didn't think that was a big deal. I'm like, whatever, negligible.
Yeah.
But 2018, 2019, 80%. This is the year. This is the year that it happens.
You got to take advantage of it now. How are you going to do that?
Strike
You
while
have
the
to-
iron's
you have
hot.
to- Here,
QA
stroke
pages.
Alexa.
QA pages work really well for that, actually.
Alexa.
I don't know that one.
Ooh.
Oh, she liked it.
You know that,
Real
that
prude,
records
that
everything you say to
Siri.
it forever, right?
Oh, I have some really funny.
You can go on your
recordings.
app and you can hear everything you've ever said.
I've pulled up
That's
a few
fucked
things.
up.
Yeah.
No privacy,
All
folks.
right. So, you have any other additional thoughts on link building that you can share with us?
We're only at the 30-minute mark. We're gonna have to bullshit for 10
We need
minutes.
At least 10 minutes. More like 12.
We don't have to bullshit. We can.
Oh, give us some legitimate jewels of wisdom.
Oh, ooh.
Ooh.
Let me check the
Juul's like the
treasure
ones
chest.
where you get like all the
Smoking
vaping
Juul?
stuff
Yeah,
out
the
of it.
vaping Juul.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. So you want to talk about the 5K?
oh,
No, I'm
we
bored.
talked about the 5K. I'm just kidding. I don't know. You got any cool
kind of a
campaigns
joke.
that you're launching right now?
How do you feel about the things you got going on?
Yeah.
Did everyone get their snacks back? Can you use the bathroom again?
Yeah. I
No.
mean, we can kind of use it.
You can only have snacks in the bathroom.
Yeah. It's an
on
interesting.
bathroom
It's
time.
an interesting time.
Yeah. Are you looking to grow your team out then from what you have now?
No, we're not. We're not right now. We actually just downsized a bit, quite a bit.
Yeah.
Went from 7 to 2.
Do you trust that? What? You went from 72 to 7?
7.
7 to 2.
Oh, that's like a
70
significant
to-
So
difference.
quite
Where
the
did
downside.
where'd the 5 others go?
17 to-
Should we not talk about it?
Yeah, it's
It's a touchy.
It's touche.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to talk about
Too soon.
people losing their jobs. I mean, we edited this last time when I talked about Paul, and Paul started crying.
Yeah. That's
You
every
cried?
episode, though.
Cried, bro.
Yeah.
What do you think about like getting interns and being like, yo, just like freaking link building stuff? Does that
Also-
ever work?
Do you think you can teach anyone to be a link builder?
Can anyone be a link builder? Why not?
I mean,
Isn't it
anyone
just
can be
copy and
taught
paste?
how
Isn't it just
to.
CNP?
Yeah.
I mean,
for the most part.
I've had people that I've tried to teach to do link building, and when I was talking about it, they would write link as LY and X. You know, they're like, okay, you got to get links.
Like the bus.
Yeah, and I was like, man, this is not going to work.
We live
out.
in Central
This is-
Florida, folks.
You're like, but you're just too stupid already.
Yeah, so like when I did link building years back, it was all copy paste, every last bit of it. Now you
Your
use, there's
pitches?
a couple tools. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
couple tools. We would attach all of our templates to our signatures in Outlook back in my day.
Can you just
I-
do a
I
massive
remember.
BCC on Outlook? I'm just joking. That's a terrible idea.
People have done that.
Or you could do a mail
Definitely
merge with the
seen
Word or Microsoft Word document, which is bizarre.
Could do that. I don't know why you'd want to, but
Well, I've
you
done it,
could
and
do
I can
it.
say firsthand, you should
Didn't
not do
work.
that.
No,
I mean,
no.
it worked, but it was extremely a poor decision.
I haven't done outreach in years, and I'm so happy about that. Actually,
Yeah.
Technically, I've never done it in my life, but all I've done is heard about it.
Oh, I did it back in the day for the miso sites.
yeah. I stopped
Yeah.
doing outreach when I learned about like DNN links. Like that was like the last time I ever did any type of
Oh, that was a while ago already.
Yeah.
That's like over 4 years ago.
2013.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were good times. So.
Yeah, I have no
No more
desire
reminiscing.
to do any type of outreach.
So, is there anything on the horizon that you're going to do? Any initiatives? Anything cool that you want to try?
I'd hope. I mean, like I said, kind of like what we talked about last time, is hopefully do a little bit more of a traditional PR, but we're kind of dragging our heels on getting some of the tools that we were initially talking about.
So I've never done like actual PR in this sense. Like, I don't really even know what like companies, like people that have like the title like PR.
Well, I mean, I think that is one of the few times that Google is just like, we
Well,
are
find
not,
them on
we
LinkedIn.
are not going to consider PR links. Like they said it like in a
Oh.
press release.
Oh,
Their
yeah?
own PR was like, we're not going to do PR.
Oh, that's bad.
Did they say? Do you remember like that release that said Google is just like, we are not going
We
to
don't
consider?
care anymore.
Yeah, they said it like very transparent. These links aren't going to count for anything. And sure enough, they did it afterwards.
Oh man.
They were right. They didn't lie.
Ah,
Man,
not good.
Those are good times when you can do that.
yeah.
That was always like a part of the process. I still think some
real.
of the PRs you send out like they can rank for like certain.
I mean, if they couldn't, people wouldn't be selling HuffPo links for.
all those
a
are
lot of money.
PRs.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about actual press releases.
I'm talking about press releases,
I'm
Jim. I'm not
sorry.
talking about public relations.
I got you.
Yeah, like
Oh,
you know,
literally
on the wire.
press releases. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just got to get on her level. That's all.
I'm sorry.
That's why you're the guest. That's why I'm sitting
know.
over here and you're over there. No, it's cool. I can tell.
He's sitting over there.
No, honestly, 98% of people PR is not press release.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even a part of your, like a press release isn't a part of the strategy anymore.
Wow,
Like,
you-
almost anywhere.
I used to have. There was a few schools that insisted on doing it. Or the clients at Pearson. One of them was New England College.
They would insist on us doing that too because
Yeah,
we both
yeah.
work at the same school.
Yep. Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know why it's a giant waste of time.
We told them no, but we just kind of did it anyway.
What's also great is when clients like
Don't listen.
they don't listen and they want to like review all of the blog content and then they have like 40 plus blogs that they haven't reviewed for 5 months and they're like, why isn't the traffic up? I'm like, well, we haven't put any content on the
that's-
website.
that's
for
All they
months."
care about is their About Me page.
Now you know some of the dilemmas that I have to face.
None of the landing pages that you sent them.
They're like, our rankings aren't doing so hot and the traffic's kind of stagnant. And it was like, I think that you have about 6 months worth of content to improve. And they're like, but really, is that going to do it? I'm like,
Yeah.
but really, yes,
Kind
it
of
is.
Let's try it. Let's find out.
Well, he's got 6 times 6 is 36, and that's a lot of content, being that you have about 80 pages on your website, plus
Man.
36.
Imagine
increases the
keywords
website.
you could rank for.
That's
should
about
probably
almost
listen to
50,
us.
that would increase the amount of pages on the site by, I don't know, almost 50%. So it's simple math.
It's always so frustrating. Okay, so any other things you want to cover? You want to touch on?
Let's vent. This is the
Are we venting? The venting hour?
I'm going to introduce a new
Oh my
concept.
god. Okay,
Paul likes it. I love it.
dude, I'll always vent.
That's when Paul talks about his
We're gonna take this
abusers.
time. We don't have any listener mail right now.
Oh, where do you get your listener mail from?
We just take someone else's.
Oh, okay. There's a good.
From their mailbox. We take mail out of
It's a federal offense, ladies and gentlemen. Do not do that.
So
No, email.
no, we have
as bad.
we've gotten a couple from Reddit.
Reddit would be a good place to get some from.
We have an email associated with the
What is it
podcast.
again?
What is that? Yeah, tell me, because
SEO's dead and other lies at gmail.com.
I might send some questions in.
I don't
Some
give a fuck what
PBN
your
questions.
are. I'm not
You won't know they're from me.
answering anything from you.
Paul sounded like an asshole in that last podcast. Can you do something
So
about
you're going
that?
to tell me you're going to blacklist Paul's mom at
I'm the only
gmail.com?
person that has access to the email, so you guys can fuck off. But yes, that is our contact email is seosdeadandotherlies at gmail.com. So
Everyone gets a vent about one thing.
Oh,
What about Reddit, real quick?
what about
And then
Reddit?
we'll vent. How do people ask questions
They have
for you to
seen
answer?
that I've posted about the podcast, and they've sent me.
What's your
messages.
Reddit
I'm
username?
not telling you that.
Oh,
I don't want you to look at my history.
Well, I don't care about that.
talks about weird stuff.
I literally, I want people to know where they can answer questions or ask questions on Reddit.
I'm on there all the time. I'll see your question. I got
You
you.
should create an
Wow.
SEO is dead and other
So
lies.
I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna do it, folks.
No, just send it to the email. That's my preferred method of contact, please.
So venting.
Okay, you can vent first. You're the guest.
Oh,
You-
no,
you-
no,
yeah,
I'm the
no.
guest. I gotta lead by example.
Are first.
Be like Jesus, you know.
I'm gonna vent about Jesus.
Do it.
What's the deal? No,
Please
okay.
don't.
Oh, God.
Everyone makes him look
This
like a
is so
white guy
left
from
field.
Nebraska, and he was
God.
born in
You're gonna
Israel.
have to just delete this podcast now.
Israel. I've been in Israel. Birth rate. Jew.
All right,
my bet. No, it's not.
Please,
No, I'm cool with that.
You want to vent?
Just
we
said
vent?
he's a
I
Jew.
didn't say what I'm gonna vent about.
Oh my god! Please
I like.
do this bit.
I got a vent about the Grammys.
I didn't watch. How
I thought this
were
was going to
they?
be a legitimate thing to
No,
vent about.
because
Oh,
it's
people
just
like to hear
nonsense.
banter.
I mean, we
right, fine.
weren't even nominated for best SEO podcast.
you
in
know
Florida.
what? We're not even on any like listicles.
Oh, you know what? Paul and I share the same vent. I mean, you know,
vent about this.
you know what?
bullshit.
We're gonna both vent real quick. You
Do
know,
it.
looking at like
Do it.
best SEO podcast 2019.
Who won?
And
wasn't us.
half of them aren't even active. The other half, they talk about like freaking how to optimize, pencils for pens. I don't even understand like what is
But
happening.
you know how like when you listen to a podcast
what?
and it's obviously very salesy, and then like there's an ad in the middle of it, and they're like, "Hey Brian, I'm so excited to talk about blah 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 shit today. This is gonna be another wonderful day. It's sunny outside. Here's some white hat bullshit that's not gonna help you with anything, but it's corporate. Hey, see me at the MozCon next month. It's gonna be great."
Oh, gotta throw the MozCon in there.
Fucking, what's the one that's happening next week?
PubCon.
PubCon. That's almost the same thing. So, a bunch of people patting themselves on the back that usually don't know what the fuck they're doing.
I have nothing to vent about actually. Life is
But catch me
so
at the
nice.
next PubCon.
UCF is just gonna get into the March Madness tournament. I'm like really excited about that. Life is really
I don't
good.
know
I
if
have
they
no
are.
venting. Yeah, no, they might. They
get-
may. Yeah, they just.
So
have
you
to-
came
they have to
up
get
with this
Cincinnati.
entire segment of venting, and you have nothing to vent about, is what you're telling me?
No, my vent is I can't believe I don't have anything to vent about. Okay, Andrew, go ahead.
God, I hate you.
What do you want? It's only has to be SEO related, like what I said.
Can't be about the Grammys.
I wish it was good old days.
Good old days.
Back in
too
the day,
nostalgic.
Yeah.
Gotta move on.
Yeah, you can hide a bunch of white text at the bottom of the page.
On top of the black tag,
Oh, mass
background.
Throw a link in the hit counter. People have a bunch of people download it.
God, those were good days. Back when there were no rules, you could do whatever you want.
Blog
When you
comments.
you could do SEO while you're stoned, out of your mind. No one cared.
But you still can't.
You
teach
still
people how to
can.
be
You
link
still
builders.
can.
You could be drunk at a meeting,
Oh my
and not
gosh,
get
we're
fired.
doing a podcast, so
All right. Well, it looks like
Paul
we
drinks
have
at
nothing to complain about. Everything's very cool.
yeah. I'm gonna stay positive.
So
Yeah.
hopefully we talked
Find the
about
silver lining.
link building for more than 15 minutes on this podcast.
There's some
Not
good
likely.
little nuggets of information in here amongst the insanity.
The PBN stuff for sure.
I don't think we even talked about how to even do one. But
I
that's
know.
okay.
I will
we've
tune
talked
in
about
for
it in
that
the past,
episode for sure.
It's easy.
You know what you should? Hey, the next.
That's it.
I'll tell you. Hey, the next podcast.
Call us,
You should
we'll do
just
it for you.
because I don't know much about PBNs. You should just let me ask you guys both all the questions I have
you
about
interview
PBNs.
us? You can get your
I would
own
love to.
goddamn podcast, okay?
Oh, well, we have another.
just
we have
kidding.
another
That'd
half
actually
an
be
hour.
fun.
It's
Yeah.
40-minute mark. We have another 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and ask us.
Super episode.
No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, give me some. I'll write some questions
Give me that
down.
bottle of tequila.
No, we'll
We'll
go.
crazy.
We'll go for an hour. I'll ask you guys questions about PBNs.
Maybe
All
that'll be
right.
next one.
So
You hear that, folks? You can't edit all
tune
this
in for the
out.
next episode, and we'll get detailed
Find
about
out what happens.
how to build PBNs.
Will Paul and Ryan actually vent about something? Will Andrew learn about
Nah, I'm just kidding.
PBNs?
We're going to talk about natural language.
Will we
generators
be
next episode.
nominated for the Grammy?
Only if you
Will
talk
we
about
ever
PBNs.
make a list for best SEO podcast?
Will UCF actually go to Des Moines, Iowa for March Madness?
That would suck.
What a shitty place.
Anyways, so guys, thanks for listening. We really appreciate all our listeners out there. And remember, I'm Paul Warren,
And I'm Ryan Klein.
and our special guest.
Andrew Swan.
Hey, you said your name.
Oh, it was good to have you.
Good to have you on again.
Thanks.
Great time to have you.
Always fun being here with you guys.
But thanks for listening again, and you guys have a good day.
And I'm Paul Warren. Bye.
Bye.